A lot of bow hunters have attacked me on this. I don't know, a lot, but a number have and said, Fred Trost, you're irresponsible showing that on TV, taking such a long shot at caribou. The shot looked longer than it was with the wide-angle lens, but it was probably 40 yards, 45 yards or so. I mean, it was a long shot, but I came very close to hitting that caribou, much closer than I'd come other times when I was caribou hunting at a standing caribou. I did one shot at one that I thought was maybe 35 yards away. It was more like 60, and my arrow fell way. You're going to see another shot coming up in the next segment. But shooting at a moving caribou, face it, that's what caribou do. They're always moving. They don't stop like white-tailed deer. They don't look and give you the opportunities. They're going to be moving, maybe trotting. So that's the kind of thing you're faced with in hunting for caribou. A compound bow where you can get out there 30 or 40 yards, you would better count on it, because generally that's the kind of shot you're going to have. If you don't like that, take a rifle. Now here's an encounter I had coming up here with a big bull. You're going to learn a little bit of the principles I told you about their vision, about fooling a caribou, and about judging the distance. Watch this. We spent 6 days on the tundra of northern Quebec, desolate country, but beautiful country. Ungava Bay to the north marks the land where the caribou roam. They migrate in the fall to wintering grounds, crossing many lakes and rivers that meander throughout the tundra. But they go right over the bank. In fact, here's some fresh tracks, probably made not too long ago. Some fresh tracks leading right up. They come right up through those rocks. Rather incredible. They're crossing from the other side over there. They come right through all these rocks and swim across this river, this current. Now, why they don't pick their way through the shallower water, I don't know. The caribou don't avoid the rapids. It wasn't far from these waters where thousands died during the Great North American floods in the fall of 1986. Putting meat on the table with a bow and arrow is not a simple task. Ptarmigan are grouse-like birds of the tundra. After chasing a flock, my 10th shot was the closest. We had spaghetti for dinner that night. Our quarry was caribou, and although I wasn't after a trophy with a bow and arrow, I certainly was thrilled to see huge bulls walking on the ridges. This bull I watched from a distance, but I couldn't get any closer than 80 or 90 yards. I did have a moment of excitement when two young bulls ran about 40 yards from me, and I got a shot. If you get close to your TV screen, you can probably see the white fletching on my arrow as it glides just over the neck of this bull. My most exciting moment came one morning when I least expected it. You guys won't believe it. John and I left to go over that knoll to the north, or whatever it is over there, and there's a little pothole there, and there's a caribou, a big caribou.
Dead.
I'm not kidding. No, I mean with massive antlers.
Laying down?
No, it was feeding along around the edge of this. My heart's pounding. I said, John, just stay right here. Somewhere as it was feeding around, it looked and stopped. The bull spotted us as we jockeyed for a better angle. The wind was perfect, blowing from the huge bull right towards us, but their eyes pick up movements in the trees. They're looking for wolves. I cautioned John Ford not to move whatever he did, but somehow I knew it was already too late. You can't imagine how my heart was pounding. A record book caribou, probably only 50 yards away, coming towards us. The camera is rolling, and he spotted us. But wait, if we hold perfectly still, he might calm down and continue walking around this little bog. So let's keep extremely still
and quiet. Our hopes of a close-range 20-yard shot, which would have been a sure thing, are now dashed. The bull is spooked. But maybe the encounter isn't over. I saw a movie Howard Shelley did on the original Michigan Outdoor Show back in 1969. He showed an Indian guide raising his arms to imitate the antlers of another large caribou. And in his film, the big bull actually came towards the Indian guide and the camera to get a better look. If I stepped out into the open and raised my arms like I saw in Howard Shelley's film, would this big bull hold still or even come back to me? The caribou starts to circle, actually coming in for a closer look. Howard Shelley's film taught me well, but with my heart pounding, could I judge the distance and make an accurate shot? It looked to me like 35 or 40 yards, almost out of range. My arrow was on its way. In slow motion, you can see it against the sky at the top of its arc. But watch the caribou start to run before the arrow gets there. I saw the arrow land by the caribou's back leg. That ended 4.5 minutes of the highest suspense I've ever had while hunting. A camera rolling behind my shoulder, a record book caribou making its way towards me, soon to be within 20 yards. Finally, the long shot that missed, but not by much. So did I ever get a caribou? Well, of course, everybody filled their 2 permits. On the last afternoon of the last day, I took 2 average-sized caribou with a rifle. But I was going for meat, so I was happy. We had all kinds of tales to tell in caribou camp. But the one experience that I'll relive time and time again was when I imitated a bull's antlers with my arms and actually got that bull to come back almost within range. That's a great story, don't you agree?